Today, it's all about Origins 2021. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee.
Get back here this instant!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I just got back from Origins 2021, and it's been so long. I mean, the only time and first time and last time we went to Origins was 2019, except back then I went with Brittany and Chris. It was great. This time I went solo, but I did see some cool things, and I'm here to share. And I also bought some stuff, also here to share that. It's over here. There's a pile over here, and I'm gonna just come right out and say, as you know, some of you might know, we've had a baby. His name is Xavier. Dealing with baby Xavier has kind of rattled my brain a bit. So if I forget some things, if I say things wrong, please forgive me. I'm running on very little sleep. And I've made notes. So I've got my phone here with some notes that I wrote down. Things I just don't want to forget to share. So it's here. Now, the plan for when I went to Origins was to do a live feed episode after the show, each day after the show, like I did before for all the other shows we went to. But back then I had Brittany with me. Now she couldn't come, because she was home taking care of baby Xavier. Now, I was trying to rope in some of the other podcasters that were there, other friends in the media, but it never worked out because my place where I could get a good Wi-Fi connection was 10 minutes away from the show. And they always had meetings or a game or something going on, so it just didn't work out. So basically, long story short, the live episodes didn't happen. So let's get to what did happen. And let me first start by saying that I had a great time, but it was a lot smaller than 2019. Now, I kind of feel bad for people this was their first Origins. I don't think you got a good picture of what it is or what it could be, because it's awesome. It's a great time. Love Origins. Although benefit, there were like no lineups at the market for anything. Oh, some things, but nothing compared to what it is when the show was at like full force. Now I'm hoping that next year it goes back to normal, because I honestly don't know how well that show can survive if it doesn't get back to normal next year. If it's the same as this year, I fear the worst. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, now first things first. I think it was the first night I went, maybe the second night, I don't remember. At some point, we went to this media event where we got to see a whole bunch of things being showcased, and one of the things was from Jalapeno Games. Now this is a new company that's kind of like, I guess, trying to grow its library. You know, they're brand new. Their icon, if I remember correctly, it's like a pineapple, half jalapeno. Anyways, they were showing off two games. One was Go Chicken, which, to be honest, it was so loud I didn't actually hear how it works. But the other one, I saw how it works, and it was pretty cool. It was called Letter Better. Now, the packaging for Letter Better kind of had this old school vibe to it, like something you'd find in a thrift store. If I saw this on a shelf, I would just pass it by. But that would be a mistake, because although I didn't get to play because I was eating at the time, I did watch the crew from Blue Peg, Pink Peg, and Tantrum House play the game, and it seemed really fun. What it was, basically, you just get a paper with a grid on it and a little scoring section at the bottom. It's about that big. And you get two dice. And on these, each die is a different letter from the alphabet on each side. And then each die also has a star side, which when a star comes up, because you can't fit the entire alphabet on two dice, when a star comes up, you can make it whatever letter you want. Now here's how it works. I roll the dice, and it comes up T and star. So I can make star whatever I want, or it could be T and a letter. If it comes up two letters, I can put it wherever I want in my grid. I just put a letter T here, a little R there, or an O, whatever the letters were. Everybody does that. They put it wherever they want. And you're trying to make words, but you don't need to try to make words at once. You're basically plotting letters and you're building your own word search. That's what it is. It's a tiny little grid. You're building your own little word search by putting in letters. And at any point during the game, if you find a word within your word search, you can just circle it and then score the length of that word. So, and at the bottom, it's easy scoring. It's like if your word is like 3 letters long, you circle this little thing. You mark it there. If it's 5 letters long, you mark it there. And at the end, you just tally up your total. Seemed like a lot of fun. Super easy to do or to play, to learn. I pretty much taught you how to play right there. I didn't get a chance to play, but I want this thing. Letter better. Keep an eye out for it. Okay, and that's from Jalapeno Games. So, next thing was there. Also saw Castle Pen. We did a how to play for that. It was cool to see it around and kind of meet the people that, other people that worked on the project or at least promoting the project and get a chance to talk to them. That was cool. Now, once the show started, now this is because all that was outside of Origins. It was at like It's Brothers, I think is what the bar was called. That's where all that happened. Now, at the show, the first thing I saw, or that caught my attention when I walked in, was I walked by the Restorations game booth, and they had Unmatched Legends Series 2. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called that. And then they had 2 Marvel IPs. They had Hell's Kitchen, and I wrote the other one down. Oh, Redemption Row. Hell's Kitchen and Redemption Row. Now, Hell's Kitchen was Daredevil, Bullseye, and Elektra. Redemption Row was Luke Cage, Moon Knight, and Ghost Rider. Awesome. Not for sale, just a box. But I was sold on the box because I dig the Unmatched series, and I like that Marvel is coming to it. I was hoping to find Daredevil, but I'm learning that as a common thread throughout the show is that shipping is a bit of a bitch right now. Things aren't going well for a lot of shipping containers around the world. But I was hoping to get the Deadpool Unmatched stuff, but no. But I found, upon investigation, and this is where I miss Brittany the most, is if I was on the reviewer list, I could have got a reviewer copy. But I'm not on that list. Why? Because Brittany puts us on those lists. She's the one that reaches out, contacts and emails people and gets us all the cool stuff. But since she's been out of commission because of baby Zavy, that never happened. Because I didn't do it. I didn't know it was even happening. I didn't know it was a thing. So I kind of missed out on that. Bummer for me. Apparently they're available at Barnes & Noble. I was told that. All right. Now, at Restoration Games, they also had this game called Keys to the Kingdom. Now, this isn't even just me talking. I have a lot of stuff I brought here, and we'll get to this stuff. There's just a pile of things. So, saw Keys to the Kingdom. Now, Keys to the Kingdom is a roll and move. Now, I haven't played a roll and move since, like, Monopoly. But it's a roll and move where you have a bunch of items, and all your items are used to mitigate those rolls. So every turn, you're mitigating your roll. Unless you get a perfect roll, then you don't. And then you enter into a whole bunch of challenges where it's all about mitigating your roll. If you roll a 3, but you need a 6, then you change it to a 6, or you do whatever you can. You have, like, torches and ropes and swords, and they all plus or minus the die by a certain number. And then there's also like this cursed die, which can get as low as 0, because the typical die is an 8-sided die. That's what you're using in this game. But you can get I think it's called a cursed die, and it goes as low as 0 and as high as 11. And there's a lot of funky numbers in between. So it can be really bad or really good. And sometimes 0 is good or bad, and sometimes 11 is good or bad, depending on what the challenge at hand is. Now, what's cool about it is the board is like one size, and then as you go through these whirlpools, it opens, and then it gets bigger, and then new challenges are on the other side of the boards. And I actually really enjoyed playing because there was so many companions that give you like special abilities or different ways to mitigate your dice rolls, or there's events that happen, or special super-powered weapons, magical items that you can get that also help you along your way. I thought that was pretty cool, and we're all playing against each other, so it's not cooperative, it's competitive, but we're trying to form this key so we can get into, like, I can't remember what the main bad guy is called, but we're trying to get into his lair and kill him by generating 20 points. It was quite a bit, but you can use all your stuffs, where normally you can only use one of your stuffs unless you have a special power that allows you to use more. So if you have kids and you want like a little simple roll and move adventure game, I would strongly, like, I would play this with Brittany. I don't need kids. I would play it. I dug it. I did. It's not something I'd have like my hardcore friends out and play, but I definitely have them try it out, and I would encourage everybody to try it out. Maybe I would have them play it. I don't know. I don't see it replacing, like, you know, one of our big, heavier, like an On Mars or Terraforming Mars day, but I definitely want to try it again. For sure. If I had kids, I would definitely, absolutely. If you have younger children, definitely try it. For sure. It's called Keys to the Kingdom from Restoration Games. They also had the Returns to the Dark Tower there. I was really trying to get a demo of that, but I always kind of got pulled into different directions. I never got a chance. That's kind of a bummer. All right, what else do we got here? Also at Restoration Games was Thunder Road. Now, this is coming to Kickstarter, and it's got a very Mad Max vibe. Basically, you got this road that you build that's randomly generated out of these big tiles that are available, and you have 3 cars, a large, medium, and a small. And you move down this road. I should have taken more pictures. I have some, and I'll share them. I'll try to scour the internet and see what pictures I can find of these things. But you have 3 cars, and you try to drive down the road and knock out the competition. Everybody has 3 cars and a helicopter, which you can call on. Now, you're rolling dice, and basically the way you move your car determines on what happens. If you smash a car into somebody else, you roll a die to see, or you roll 2 dice to see what happens and which car moves where. Does it get slammed into a wall and get destroyed? Does it get run off the road? Does it run into it? Whatever. You can also call helicopters that instantly just, like, damage cars. I'm pretty sure I don't know if they destroy them. They instantly damage them. And the way your car gets damaged has different effects. You can get damaged where it's like these little damage tokens, and you take them, they're upside down or tiles. You put them on your little tableau that tracks your car's damage, and it'll apply different effects to your cars, which is cool. Dogs barking, not so cool. So I ended up winning that, but it was so close. It was so close because we reached the state of the game where to win, we had to reach the end of the board. I don't remember what caused that, because I know if you drive off the end, you can place another thing, and then... Oh, I think it's because because we completely eliminated one player. There was 3 of us playing, and I eliminated the player that was demoing the game, so it was just me and the other guy that sat down at the table. And because we limited a player, the end condition changes to reaching the end of like driving right off the end of the road, basically the finish line. And I got he was 1 tile away, and I skimmed by him. It was so close. It was so cool. I enjoyed Thunder Road. Very simple. Also enjoyed it. I think Restoration Games, it's got a lot of good things going. Thought it was fun. Simple but fun. Not something I would usually play, but I did enjoy it. I very much enjoyed it. Okay. So I think it's one like I would play. If anybody brought it out, I'd play it. Would I buy it? I don't know. I think the final components and cost would make my decision up for me, because I played with the prototype version. Everything was like foam little cars, or little foam cars. Next, there's something I don't have here that we got. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I forgot all about these. Over at the Steeped Games, I'm drawing a blank. I was going to say Steeped Tea Games, but no, it's Steeped Games. Over at the Steeped Games booth, I met up with Dan. He's a fine gentleman. They do chai and chai tea for 2. Chai is a very simple game. It's kind of like a Splendor level of difficulty. But chai tea for 2, different story altogether. It's probably got like a viticulture level of difficulty-ish. Like, as it might be a little more or on level of viticulture. But I liked chai tea for 2 better. I like them both. Component quality is awesome. In addition, in Chai Tea for 2, at least the demo copy we got, they included 2 of these dice trays. Now, the dice trays were so nice and so well received that they made a bunch more. So, I got them all, and they look like this. I'm gonna show you. Now, these are very pretty. and they were selling them there at the show. I'm going to keep that one aside because I want to show you something. So there's a bunch of them. There's actually 2 more than what I have here because I didn't get the 2 that I already had in the prototype. But these are great. They're very pretty. They're a great size. They're very well made. They snap, and I love the colors, and they have the images on them, like the graphics used on them. Brand new, they're a little stiff. But they snap in great. I pulled that away for some reason. Oh, they're so stiff because they're new. But I love the purple on this. And clearly I'm doing something wrong. There you go. There you go. Snap, snap. We're good to go. So these are awesome. They're perfect size. I love the colors on these. And I got a bunch of them now. So in every playthrough game we do from now on, if it has dice, I'm using this. So these are great. They were selling these at the show. I even saw Jamie from the Secret Cabal picking some up for Rodney. Now, what else we got? Speaking of Rodney, there was something here. Damn, I did a poor job of bringing everything down. 1 second. Okay, so let's put this aside. We'll get through those in a bit. There was more games that I had over there. Wow, I brought a lot more than I thought. But yeah, speaking of Rodney, on my way out, I saw that he did a how to play for Cora. I know nothing about this, but because I knew he had a how to play and I wanted to pick something up at the show, this was the first thing I actually bought. I thought the box was pretty. They were demoing it, and I was kind of in a rush, but I kind of listened to the demo for about 20 seconds. And I was like, you know what? That's good enough. I'm good. I'm sold. It sounds interesting enough. Basically, from what I gathered, I didn't gather much. I think everybody's trying to build a city. It's about politics and something. I don't know. I'm very excited to find what this about. I'm very excited to find out more about what this is. But I did pick this up, so that's cool. So now we're getting into the stuff I actually bought, or that I bought. Some stuff are reviewer copies of things, which is great. But that. Okay, so next we've got yes. Damn it! I'm doing a poor job of bringing this stuff down. I'll be right back. What'd I say about baby brain? I thought I had everything here, and I was like, good to go, I got my list and good. But I forgot these. So I found, I think they're called hairbrains. There you go. Hairbrained. That's their logo. I don't know if you can make that out. Probably not, it's blurry. It's like a brain that looks like a bunny. It's fuzzy. It's got button eyes. Anyways, they do cute things like this. I bought this for baby Zadie. We saw them the first time at Gen Con. Now, I'm a little winded because I ran upstairs to find this. So we got a little kitten Harry Potter stuff. I had to spoil baby Xavier, being this is, I was at Origins, was away from him, and he was only like 2 weeks old. But, let me breathe. Okay, I'm out of shape. Anyways, Hairbrains usually does they do underwear. And that's why me and Brittany found them. They do funny underwear, but all their humor for the guys is all penis erection jokes, and for the women it's all period based jokes. But they're super comfy. Might not be your humor, but they're comfy. And now they have baby stuff. So I also got this. It's just really cute. A little Feed Me Seymour. And here's an example of some of the underwear. These are Britney's, so you'll get a chance to look at Britney's underwear. But they haven't been used, so you still have the tag on them. See? What does it say? Happy Little Bush. You get an idea of how the Seymour works. And we got Bob Ross on the back. Next, we got Blood Moon Rises with Zelda on the back. This one says, what does it say? Granny Panties? And who would you expect to have on the back? But the Ultimate Grannies. It's the Golden Girls on the back. Now, here's the thing. When we bought them, they were this soft cottony stuff, and they felt great. Now, there's kind of this really thin, like these are all soft and cottony, but these ones I bought by accident, and they're like a more stretchy nylon thing, which neither me or Brittany care for. But sure, that unfortunately, the pair I bought for her were the only ones that were like that. I prefer the thick cottony ones. They're very comfy. So here we go. Indiana Jones themed. What does it say? This belongs in a museum. And we got the back. There's board games coming. This just happens to be the order I wrote them in. Chicks Love Me. We got Link with a bunch of chicks. As in chickens. And anybody knows the saying, I'm a grower, not a shower. We got Mario here saying I'm a grower. And there he is, busting out. Growing. And then, back to Baby Zavy stuff. We got Mario World Kittens. We got the Batman Universe Kittens. We got some Catwoman, Robin, Batman, Joker, Riddler. A whole bunch there. And then we got some Harry Potter kittens. Adorable. That was it. That's what I got from Hairbrained. Love their stuff. They're so comfy. Could take or leave the humor. I'm good either way. I'm not like laughing my ass off or anything, but they're comfy. Next, what do we got here? Where are we? Where we are at? Oh, right. So I checked I spent some time over with the Checked Games Edition people, and we talked a little bit about the new expansion for Arnak, which sounds cool. Everybody's going to have this variable player abilities, so each player has special abilities that they can bring into the game. That's theirs only, which is really cool. I really dig that. They also have the updated version of Galaxy Trucker, which has got kind of more kid-friendly graphics to it, but they also... I never got to play Galaxy Trucker. I have it, but I've never played it, so I had a hiccup. And it's... they said it makes it a little more user-friendly, a little easier to get into. So I'll trust that. I'd be able to speak better about it if I knew more about the original and how it played and what the differences were. But it seemed like all the improvements or all the changes were made to improve your experience. So that's good. But in addition, I got stuff. I got Under Falling Skies. Very excited. I believe, was it Shut Up and Sit Down? It's a solo player game. And it's supposed to be somewhat difficult. So I'm looking forward to trying this. Now, I'm not a solo game person, but now that we have a baby and I have to record episodes of playthroughs, I don't always have a Brittany to play with me. So I'm going to try to do a playthrough of Under Falling Skies. Might have baby Zavy here with me and give mommy a rest. So that's cool. This thing is a brick. I've heard a lot of good things about this. One of them, I never heard how heavy it was, because it is. It feels like this is just a solid brick of paper. Excited to play this. This new venture into solo games. Oh, it's scary for me. It's a scary place. I don't know. But, and the Check Games Edition people, you guys are great. They had tables set up there. They were demoing games. Everybody's super friendly. Ray, if you're watching, Tony, it was nice to meet you too, buddy. But Ray, she sat down with me. She took me through all this, and not all like this, and all the other stuff I told you about them. She was great. Next, we have, using my cheat notes, is The Spill. Now I think I have some pictures for that. Maybe at least 2. Now The Spill is interesting. I think it just finished on Kickstarter, I believe, and it's basically you roll dice down this tower that spreads out into like these 4 quadrants, and that determines where the oil spill is leaking out and how it's affecting the sea life. So you got to kind of move around the board and contain the oil spill before it kills the sea life, or there's just too much oil spilled and then it's just a disaster. Kind of gives me Pandemic vibes, which is great because I love Pandemic, but from like a circular perspective, as in where Pandemic has their little mechanic where you flip cards to place cubes. This has the dice tray, or the dice tower, which you drop in the dice, they roll down and they split up, and that determines where the oil goes. It's neat. And because I got that Pandemic vibe, I didn't think, oh, this is just like Pandemics. It's not just like Pandemic, but it had enough of that like Pandemic vibe to it, you know, trying to put out fires and that things are spreading, that I wanted to play. So I am very interested in the spill. If you guys are watching and you got some reviewer copies, feel free to send them my way. If there's late pledge, I'll also look into that. I'm not sure how late I am. That's why I'm looking for copies. Next, what else we have? Oh, Role Player Adventure. Got to play that a bit. This is going to be a short one. I never got into Role Player, not because I didn't like it. It's because I was playing with a bunch of people that knew how to play it really well. And when I was getting the teach, I feel like it was a race teach and I was behind. I didn't know what I was doing. So I never really got a good chance to sit with it. So I never really actually played it. But I did back Role Player Adventure. So I thought, well, I was there, might as well get a quick demo. But this was at the end of the day, so the demo was a bit rushed. And initially, my initial thoughts are this. I felt like I did more reading than playing. But the reading was broken up into sections that were affected by my decisions. So it wasn't like I was reading an entire like large page just setting up for something. It was, I did something, I read, I did something, I read, I did something, I read. But I did feel like I spent a lot of time reading. But maybe that was just the demo area, the demo level I was playing. Another thing was the way the challenges, the way you do skill challenges or skill checks, it seems a little strange. Like I might be good in something, I can't remember what all the checks were, but if I might be good in one trait and you're good in another, but that just lets me, I think, roll more dice. I gotta get my facts straight. But you roll these dice for skill checks, and I think if you have your skill check is higher, you can roll more dice, or you can spend them to roll more dice. Either way, you're just rolling more dice. It doesn't really improve your odds with that dice. It improves your odds to roll things because you're rolling more dice. So I guess it doesn't improve it. It improves it a bit, but the skill checks seemed really hard. Fighting the monsters didn't seem as hard. Again, maybe we just got lucky. Maybe for the skill checks, I had a lot of bad rolls. It's hard to say. But I am curious to try it out. It's not, as far as campaign games go, I'm not as hot on it as other things that are coming out way later down the road. Because it is like an adventure-y, campaign-y thing. I like the idea that you can take your role player character and kind of apply those stats to the character that you're playing in Role Player Adventure. That's cool. But yeah, I've already backed it, so I'm going to try whatever. So I can't give it a proper review. And although like the guy giving me a demo was great, the demo seemed a little meh. I was kind of on the whole thing by the end of it. Okay, so next we have... I headed over to Ivy Studios. Now, to be honest... I knew about... I got another one here. Come on. Moonraker. So, Moonrakers. I don't know why I'm looking at this. Moonrakers. I knew about Moonrakers. I didn't back it at Kickstarter because at the time I was backing a lot of stuff and I had to pull back. And this is one of the ones I pulled back on. And as soon as I got there, they gave me a reviewer copy. So the fates aligned, and I got my copy of Moonrakers anyways. Now, I met Austin and Zach from Ivy Studios, is who makes this. And I got a demo from Zach and of how to play... Oh, it wasn't this. I got a demo from Zach for playing something else. Let's focus on this. Met Austin and Zach. And Austin gave me this reviewer copy, which is excellent. You get a lot of walking around with this. You get a lot of questions like, "Ooh, are those available at the show?" And you have to tell them, "No, reviewer copies only." So you get a lot of sad faces. One happy face, other sad faces. So let me tell you about Moonrakers. We did get a chance to. We met Austin and Zach after hours at the convention hall, and I played with Daryl Andrews, designer of Sagrada, and. We got Mike and Rodney, who Mike works with Floodgate, gave me this shirt, and Ronnie, who works the Restoration Games booth. So we all got together because everybody's friendly. There's no like company rivalry. Everybody was friendly. We all got together and we all played some Moonrakers. And the way the game works is interesting. I'm just going to go through this really quick. But on your turn, you get a chance to take on these missions. And the missions have requirements based on symbols or icons that your card or resources that your cards can generate. You play down these cards to kind of complete these missions. But you're only allowed to play one card a turn unless you place the blue card. What was it called? I can't remember what they were called. But if you play them, you get to play more cards. So you've got to try to get this little chain of cards going. But if you can't generate enough, and you have to decide this before you try to complete the mission, if you can't generate enough, then you have to team up with somebody else. So it becomes a game of negotiations. You're like, okay, I need you to help me go on this mission. But you don't have to take one person. You could take 2, 3. Everybody can join in on one mission if you want. So, but the thing is, who gets the prize? So you can split up the prize however you want. If the prize is like 3 victory points, I can't remember what they're called in this game, but let's say 3 victory points, 8 coins, and 2 negative dice. As in, you roll these dice, and if negative things happen, then you get affected by them. That's poo. Somebody's got to roll them. So you could split up the risk and the reward by saying like, okay, you guys each roll one of the negative dice. I don't want to, but I'll give you a victory point each, or I'll give you 4 coins and 4 coins, and I'll keep all the victory points. You can break it up however you want. Once the negotiations are done, you head down and you try to accomplish the mission. Once you do, everybody's a winner. You roll your bad dice, see if anything bad happens at all, and then you split up the money and the coins as agreed upon. And then the goal is to get to 10 prestige. I believe that was the points system they used. So the goal is to get to 10 prestige. Now, when we played it, we got to play it with an expansion that doesn't even exist yet. I believe that was the only copy of the expansion. It's not going to be out, I don't believe, until 2022, probably. And I liked it. I dug the expansion. It offered something new. It rewarded people to work with. It rewarded you if you teamed up with other people, which was really cool. Because this doesn't. The reward is just what you get from the mission. But if I teamed up with you and you're the blue player, then I get this little thing that tracks, I put my blue goes up 1 level because I did something with the blue player. So it's like favor points. And then the higher it goes up this track, the more things I can do with it. So you end up spending it off that track to trigger special abilities like drawing extra cards or taking extra actions or getting extra points. It's cool. I'm looking forward to trying this with our team here. I sense a lot of yelling because the negotiations get tough. No, don't trust him. Don't do that. Don't do this. Especially when it gets to the end, you're going to be like, nope, nobody's going to work with you because you're going to win. So it's going to get tricky when you get to the end. Oh, and everybody has their own special missions, like secret missions where you can accomplish those and get those like last minute points to take you over the edge and win the game for you. Daryl Andrews won it, but I don't think he won fairly. If you're watching Daryl, I'm not impressed. Anyways, he played great. Everybody played great. But yeah, I was really close to winning. I needed like 1 point, and I just needed my turn to happen, but it didn't happen. It didn't get to me. Anyways, I enjoyed it, and it's very pretty. Looking forward to trying that with the group here. Another game they had now, which I don't have here because it doesn't exist yet. It's going to, I think it's going to Kickstarter. I think it's going to GameFound. No, sorry, it was on GameFound. It's in late pledge now. I knew I was going to forget that little detail. It's in late pledge now. It's called Mythic Mischief. Mythic Mischief. And I got some promo stuff. Some pencils and a little notebook. Now, Mythic Mischief takes place in a school of like zombies and witches and vampires. Those are all the little cliques of the school. And you get to pick one of these groups of students and you play with them. They all have special abilities. But basically, you're on this board and there is, I can't remember what his name, there's this big librarian like Minnie, and he's going around, he's very intimidating looking, and he's going around knocking your characters off the map because he's got a path he's going to go. Now, everybody's aware of the path he's going to take. And as players, you can manipulate the path he takes, and you can push or maneuver other players in his path, or you can even change the walls of the level to change his path. So there's a few ways to alter his path. So hair's floating through the sky. There's a few ways to alter his path and push the other characters in his path. So basically, at the end of everybody's turn, he takes like 4 or 3 steps, whatever the rules are for that portion of the game. And he'll walk in that direction. And every time you get somebody off the board, you get a point. And then on their turn, they get to put their person back on certain spawn points that are available. And then they do the same thing. They try to get that guy to run over your characters and knock them off the board so they get points. Then there's also this mechanic where you grab these, I believe they're called tomes because they're little book minis, a little stack of books. And you put them on your player board and it increases your player's stats permanently, gives them a permanent boost. Because the way it works is at the end of every round, you get to boost two of your stats, you get to boost any of your stats twice. How can I reword this? Basically, you have 2 points, 2 boost points to spend. You can spend them on any track, either both on one or on 2 separate tracks. And the tracks you have are abilities like things that allow you to use your special power more. Things that allow you to move more. Things that allow you to move the competition more. Things like basically all your abilities are tracked by these dice that you count down. Every time you move, you knock down the die. Every time I use my special power to move a wall, I count down the die. So basically, the track has these little dice on the track, or these little die on the track, and I want to move them up, and I want to get the numbers higher so I can use them more often than not. And so it becomes it's a super strategic, like thinker, brain burner, and you're trying to plan ahead, and you're like, I'm going to do this. What are they going to do? How do I get some points? How do I win? Anyway, it was a tight game, and I won on the last go. Now I played with Zach, and from Ivy Studios, and Zach, if you're watching this, I don't know if you were just being kind. I appreciate it, but I did get a 3-point win at the end on my turn. I took 3 points, pushed me over the top. Got me to 10 points, because I think it's the first 10 points, or whatever the end was. I think it's 10. Wins. So I won, so it means I like the game even more. I really liked it. I really enjoyed Mythic Mischief. If that sounds like a game you'd be interested in, it's not like a combat arena game, because you're not like battling each other. It's more like you're trying to outthink and outmaneuver each other and position things to manipulate this board to get you in the path of this thing that's just eliminating characters. It's really cool. And in fact, how everybody else, like I used the witches, and the witches have this ability to teleport one of the walls, which looks like bookcases, from one witch to any other side of another witch on your team, which is cool. So you can just teleport across the room. And I was using that like crazy, trying to like build these long hallways to get this guy away from me, this librarian or whatever the hell he was. And everybody has the superpower. And the witches were where I could just move any one wall in any pile of books, which slows you down. And they're just laying down on the board. And you can move them around as well to manipulate the path of this thing. So that was really cool. Very cool. Next, we have... right. Let's jump to, first of all, Merchants... it's not the last thing, because then we've got a whole bunch of stuff here I got to go through. Merchants of the Dark Road. Here's the thing. I have no more notes. Merchants of the Dark Road had a lot going on. If I'm going to get that game, I'm going to get the deluxeified version, because the deluxeified version looks awesome. If you're going to back it or order it, I don't even know what system they're using for that right now. I can't remember. Baby brain. Get the deluxeified version, because the little glass lanterns and everything they have just seemed, the metal coins, all seemed primo. The demo I got of the game was rushed. Not because of whoever gave me the demo. They did a great job. This was from Elf Creek Games. But I sat down, because the people before me, we were a big group, and I got the sense they were asking a lot of questions. So a 30-minute demo ended up to being like an hour-plus demo. So it was close to the end of the show. There was like 45 minutes left. I sat down with 2 other guys that I don't know. They were just 2 other guys sat down. And they got at the table, ran us through a quick demo, and we were just doing whatever we could. We weren't trying to win. We were just trying to go through the motions. And the motions were pretty cool. They had potential, but I didn't play it enough to really get a sense if it was something I would like or not. I can tell you based on the components alone, I would like it. So I need to investigate that one a little more. That's Merchants of the Dark Road from Elf Creek Games. Now, let's start pulling some stuff and talking about some things. Here's what we talk about. Here's my haul. So far, this is what you've seen. You've seen these 3. I got more. And the dice trays and the underwear and the baby clothes. Now, I'm very excited about. Juicy Fruits. Now, this is from Capstone Games. Now, I'm just sucked into this. First time I saw this game, Mr. Ryan Shun from MVM fame was playing this in one of the one of the rooms of the convention hall. And I got there late. He invited me to come over and play, but I got talking, and by the time I got there, the game was almost over, so I just sat and watched. It looked super interesting. Basically, you have this like puzzle board, and it's like one of those slide puzzles. You have little squares and try to figure out the puzzle. Like it moves like that, except there's no puzzle to figure out. But as you slide these little squares around the board, you're generating fruit based on how far you slide this square is how much fruit you generate. So if it's a banana square, you generate like 3 bananas or 5 bananas, depending on how many squares I went across. And then you collect that into your little fruit pool. And then you use that to generate juice. And then you're also using it to fill orders. There's these boats on your board. I don't know if they were taking up space. Again, I came in really late in the game. And then there's these buildings you can get that offer you a whole bunch of points, but they sit on your board. You have to put them in an empty spot that's available. And then your little bits can't move anywhere. So you can get a big like 15-point piece, stick it in the middle of your board, but that really clogs up the works. And then you can't generate as much fruit. So there seemed to be a lot going on. It seemed like a great little like thinker, like a friendly brain burner, if that made sense. Like it didn't look like uber heavy, but technical enough that I know Brittany would love this. And as soon as I posted it on Instagram about this, because this was selling like hotcakes, so this was a hot item at Origins. So if I'm recommending this without even playing it, just based on what I saw, it looked like a lot of fun. And Brittany saw me post this on Instagram, and she was like, "You need to turn back and go get that right now," because I didn't have it yet. I was just talking about how it was selling out, and then she saw that on Instagram. She's like, "Go get it now." Okay, so that was Capstone Games. We also got, hold on, we got more. I can't. We have. Oops. Sorry, just looking at the art. We have Rift Force. Now, Rift Force, I thought was perfect because it's a 2-player like card combat game, and me and Brittany love card combat games, and we don't get to play a lot of them because we usually have guests over, so we don't play a lot of 2-player combat games. But I thought this would be perfect for us. It's supposed to play in like 20 minutes. I don't know much more about it. I didn't get a chance to get a demo of it, but it's good enough. I want to try that. It's also from Capstone, so I'm going to put that over there. It looks really cool. Now, I got a bunch of stuff from Arcane Wonders. Now, Arcane Wonders booth was hopping. I mean, they were like ran-packed with the demos, and they were showing some great stuff. I didn't get a chance to play Picture Perfect. I don't blame Rob Rouse at all. Rob, if you're listening, I don't blame you that you didn't include me in the numbers, even though I was standing right there when you reserved the seats. But that's okay. It's okay. I don't take it personal. But, sorry, I zoned out there. Maybe I was taking it personal. I was like having a little moment there. They were playing Picture Perfect. I don't know how it played, but it looked fun. They seemed to enjoy themselves. But I didn't get a chance to play it. What I did get a chance to play, which I did like, I got a beautiful person by the name of Julia. She taught me, gave me a demo of, as you can see, I was ready to play this already. I got the rulebook out. It's the only one I opened that I brought because I was super pumped to play Furnace. Now, this is, here's what I like about Arcane Wonders. They've got these, like, their games are, this is a little extra little play mat I got for them with it. Arcane Wonders has like this, their games aren't heavy, but they got all the mechanics you love, and they simplify them. They bring them down. Like, this is an engine builder. So basically, there's a row of cards. That's what this mat is for. Basically, something for your cards to sit on. There's a row of cards, or not your the cards. There's a row of cards that everybody bids on. And everybody's got these 4 tokens, like 1 to 4. They're all different sizes and different colors. Like all mine are white, I mean, and they're different sizes from 1 to 4. And then you bid, but you can't bid. When you're bidding, you're placing your tokens on things one at a time. You're going around. But if there's you can't have any cards that have the same numbered value on a card. So if I bid a 4, nobody else can bid a 4, so pretty much it's my card. And you can't have any of the same color on it. So basically, I can't bid on the same card twice. Why would I want to do that is because winning a card is not always the best strategy. Sometimes you just want the resources. And if you don't win, your consolation prize is the resources that card generates, which is really cool. So basically, you're just trying to generate like coal, steel, oil, whatever, and you're trying to make money. And I believe it's the person with the most money at the end that wins. My demo was only a 2-turn demo, and I liked it right away. So I'm very, very much looking forward to playing this. But I don't want to play it with 2 players because glancing through the rule book, there was like a special rule for 2 players. I don't like when there's special rules for things, as in I want to experience how it was meant to be experienced. So I'm going to wait till we have 3 people here, and I'll play that. Same with Moonrakers. I think I want to play that with 3 or 4. Definitely not 2. So, yeah, so I'm very excited about Furnace. Love engine building games, and this whole, generating resources to generate more resources to turn into money. I dig that. I dig it. All right, next thing I got. Oh, what is this? No, that's not for this. Also, I think that's some promo stuff, which is floating around here somewhere. Also from Arcane Wonders, I got 4 Gardens. Okay? Check it out. Now, instantly I see this, and I think, Tang Garden. That's what it reminds me of. But based on the back, it's a lot simpler than Tang Garden. Now, I don't know how to play 4 Gardens. I've never played it before. I don't know how to play it. And I'm taking the fact that I said it looked like Tang Garden, but looks a lot simpler on the back than it. I'm not a huge fan of Tang Garden. If I'm even remembering the name correctly. Not a huge fan. It was very pretty. This already looks better to me. I'm more interested in the gameplay I see back here. Now, I was interested in Tang Garden when it came out, and then I played it, and I lost interest right away. But anyways, so I got 4 Gardens. That's really cool. What else do I got here? Oh, also from Arcane Wonders, I got Sherlock 13. That's tiny. We're getting tiny boxes. Also picked up, hold on, I got a bunch of stuff from there. Because of their booth, they did an awesome job. They were like right there in the front. Great job, guys. Great job. The Secret Neighbor party game. There you go. I picked that up. Very curious to try that out. As anybody watched the show, I'm a little on party games. I'm not 100% against them, but I'm always cautious. And then we got Critters at War. This is probably worth getting based on the artwork alone. So let me put that up close. So Critters at War. Again, I don't know what that is about either, but it's a little box, and I like Arcane Wonders stuff, so I'm eager to try. Hey there. If there was that little cut was because I had to go attend to baby Xavier, so known as baby Xavier. Okay, let's wrap this up. And for the record, me and baby Xavier are watching the Squid Game, and we're digging it. He doesn't really get what's going on, which is probably for the best. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Got more stuff from Arcane Wonder. And I've got, Arcane Wonders. So they had more than one. They had lots of wonders. Okay, I also got this thing. Oops. Now, I've always been curious about Aquatica. But not because I know anything about it. Just because it's pretty and blue. And I have this thing. I want to play all the underwater games. There's other ones I want to play, but I also got the expansion. So, pick that sweet up. It is a Dice Tower Essential, so it's going to be good stuff. And we also got, what else we got? Okay, let's do this. So, while I was at Floodgate, I noticed this. Vault Wars. Now, what got my attention for Vault Wars was it's a game by John Gilmore. And if you don't know John Gilmore, he did Dead of Winter. I've met John Gilmore, super nice guy, great designer, love Dead of Winter. And so he did that, and apparently it's like that show, what's it called? Locker Wars? Storage Wars. It's like Storage Wars, but like medieval weapony stuff. And then there's expansion pack. So I got that. Very interested. And actually, Daryl Andrews, who I spent a lot of time with, fellow Canadian, lives like an hour away from me. Designer of Sagrada. He recommended it too. So he said it was good. So he didn't recommend it, and then I went to go get it. I had it, and he saw it, and he was like, "Wow, I liked it. It's good. It's better than you think." Okay, so I want to get some. I kind of boxed myself in here. So let's see. I also got, and here's the thing. Actually, I'll do this now. So, being Canadian, shipping anything from Chip Theory is a pain. So whenever I go to these shows, like Gen Con or Origins, I pick up as many Too Many Bones stuff or Chip Theory stuff as I can. So this time, I don't think I have the Cloudspire expansion. I gotta check. Thing is, I gotta take pictures because they have so much stuff. Anyways, I got a bunch of Too Many Bones things. So I got Tyranny, which apparently makes it kind of like adds like a campaign mode to it that gives it legacy aspects because there's permanent like damage you can do to your little gearheads tableaus. So I got that. That sounded pretty cool. I also got Lab Rats, and there's like 4 gearheads in here, and from what I gathered, there's something about stacking their tableaus on top of each other, and that it changes things. I got a quick rundown of these at a bar, so I don't remember everything. And then I got a bunch of gearheads, or gearlocks? Gearlocks, not gearheads, the gearlocks. Yeah, they're gearlocks, they're not they're gearlocks. Sorry, forgive me. Baby brain. I got Dart. I don't know who that is, but I don't have it. I had Brittany take a picture of what I had, so I could, so I know what to buy. I also got Gilly. So there's that. And I also got, who do we got here? Nugget. So, I put a lot of the stuff is ending up behind other bigger boxes, but there's a lot of stuff. And I have one more thing. One more thing I got. Hold on. I think there's actually one thing I'm missing. I don't know where it is. I had a promo card for Furnace. And I think I might have put it in the box. Yeah. There's a promo card for Furnace put in the box. Here's the last thing I got. And this I picked up because I met some of the guys that work there, and they were like, hey, Mark, they remembered me because I saw them at base camp. I didn't get a chance to talk to them, so it's really the first time I met them. And I was like, hey there, guy from Elf Creek. Mike, was it Mike? I think it was Mike. He had Atlantic Rising, and I was like, ooh, Atlantic Rising, I always wanted to play that. And he's like, yeah, I played this with Brittany at base camp. And I was like, that's right. Brittany told me she played this at base camp and she really liked it. That's why it was in my head that she wanted this. So, because she liked it, I thought I gotta pick it up because Brittany doesn't, she likes a lot of games, but she doesn't come right out and say, hey, I like that. I enjoyed that thing. You would ask her and she'd be like, yeah, I liked it or didn't like it or whatever. But she actually did, out of the blue, say like, oh, I played that game and I really liked it. So it stood out in her mind, and she said it was hard, and I was told they got trounced. So I got this. I got Atlantic Rising. Very excited. So for that, I also got, this is, just make sure this is for, yeah. Sorry, Atlantis Rising, not Atlantic Rising. I can't see the box. I also got some of these. I don't know. It's like some promo material. Looks like some sort of cards. I never played the game, so I don't even know how it plays. And I got this cardboard disky things. They look like coasters. I'm sure they have a purpose other than holding your drinks. So that's what I got. Can you hear me? I'm afraid this thing's gonna fall. I think that's all of it. Yep, I think that's all of it. So I got quite a haul from Origins. Very exciting. This is the best part. It's like Christmas going to these cons. Except you buy things for yourself. Granted, some of these were review copies, which is excellent. Other things I bought. I won't be able to get to all of it right away, but I'll do what I can. I'm hoping to get some playthroughs. I definitely want to record a playthrough of Furnace and Juicy Fruits. Maybe do a review of one of them or the other. I definitely want to do that. Okay, well, that is it for my Origins story. This was my Origins. It was a lot of this and then eating at the North Market, which was great. Oh yeah, and the t-shirt. Can't forget the t-shirt. And there's games back here. So it was a lot of stuff. Had a great time. Great people. Brandon from the Brawling Brothers, Rob and Christina. I had Alex from Board Game Co. So Rob and Christina from Blue Peg, Pink Peg. Alex from Board Game Co. Jesse from Quackalope. Ryan from MVM. All you guys were Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. Carly, Gnarly Carly from Instagram. You guys are all great. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting somebody. I got very sleepy brain, baby stuff. Thank you very much for joining me on this. I hope this was interesting. Because you're interesting. I'm interested. I think. Yeah, I'm interested. Anyways, I'm rambling. Now see you next week. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.